Hello, and welcome to Lesson 1. This is a lesson for all band students, no matter what your age is. So, for some of you, this will definitely seem like review. But for our younger students, this is an introductory lesson on a few musical concepts that are important for being an instrumental musician or a musician in general. So, this first lesson gets us started on drawing clefs as well as drawing notes, and will set up the foundation for many different lessons to come. Please make sure that you have your music staff document ready to go, and that you are able to draw on it and manipulate it so that you can turn in assignments later. Many of our assignments will be on this particular document. It also helps to write your name at the top, just to make it clear whose assignment this is. But our first lesson is about drawing clefs, and there are two major clefs that we deal with as band students. One is the treble clef and the other is the bass. There are actually a few more clefs than that, which we may go into if we feel like doing something extra. But most of you read one of these two clefs, and in fact, as we go through these lessons about note names and other various topics, you will be required to know how to read both clefs. So if you've only been reading one clef for your entire band career, you're going to learn something new as we work on becoming better note readers. So we are going to start with the treble clef, which is much more difficult to draw, much more difficult to write. And the lesson is in three different steps. And the first step is to draw a J, kind of a straight line down with a little hook on the end. We're just going to say draw four J's like that. Now you can keep working on those same images. I am actually going to move on to another part of the staff so that you can see my first step and then look at my second step. And the second step is to make a small curve at the top, kind of like the letter P on the top of your J. So that's step number 2. All right. And then there is step 3, which is the final step. On the curve of that P, you continue on to make a circle and kind of swirl in to the middle. And that is step 3. So this first lesson is about just practicing drawing these treble clefs. They do not have to be perfect, but it is definitely something that as musicians we should know how to do. We should learn how to perfect this technique. So, on your own, draw a few clefs. Now, one thing I do want you to know is that treble clefs are also called G clefs sometimes. And if you are a treble clef reader, you know that this second line from the bottom, that note is G. And that is the spot where the treble clef swirls around. So when you are drawing your treble clef and doing step 3, make sure that the swirl goes around that second to bottom line to make sure that it is a true treble clef. All right. Now let's talk about the bass clef, which is, like I said, much more easy, or much easier, excuse me, to draw. So first is a dot and a curved line. Not too difficult. Sometimes I say it kind of looks like the half of a heart. You can use that if you'd like. But draw a few curved lines with a dot on the end. And then step 2 is simple. You add the 2 dots on the end of the clef. Now, bass clefs are known as F clefs. If you are a bass clef reader, you know that this second line from the top is an F. So when you are drawing your bass clef, it is important to know that the 2 dots are supposed to surround this second line. So when you are drawing your dots, make sure that they are on that particular part of the staff. All right. That concludes the lesson on clef drawing. You will have an assignment to draw your own and just follow this video to get those done. I did mention at the beginning of this video that we would talk about drawing notes, but I think I'm going to make a second video on that topic. So that concludes lesson 1.